G'day viewers. Quite recently I got news that my sister and my brother-in-law were planning another trip to Thailand, and they asked if I would like to come down and see them. Well, even though my health wasn't too good, I said sure. So we started to throw around some location names, possible places we could meet up, and I said, how about Krabi? I hear only really good things about Ao Nang and Krabi. So it was decided Krabi was the go, and we'd stay down somewhere near the beach at Ao Nang or near one of the other beaches nearby. So I got straight to work on working out a plan of how to get from Pattaya to Bangkok down to Krabi and Ao Nang, and then back from Ao Nang back to Pattaya. So I got on the internet forums and found there was a free shuttle bus from SUVARNABHUMI airport to MUEANG. Well, that sounded perfect, so then I came up with the plan. I'd get on the 123 baht bus and go from Pattaya to SUVARNABHUMI. Then I'd make my way around SUVARNABHUMI, find the free shuttle bus to MUEANG, get on that and go 50 kilometers across Bangkok to MUEANG and check into the airport at MUEANG, wait for my flight down to Krabi, arrive at Krabi airport, and from there catch a bus down to Ao Nang or rent a motorbike. I found out there was a public bus that went from Krabi airport all the way to Ao Nang and even further still down to Klong Muang beach. And the price to get to either one of those beaches was, and everything in between, was only 150 baht, so that was really good. So I got on the AirAsia website and checked out my flight days that I'd planned, and everything's looked good. And then I got on the Agoda site and found a guest house that was within my budget, and everything seemed to be lining up, and booked my flight and booked my hotel. I got a ridiculously cheap room. It was super big, air conditioned, hot water, had the full kit and caboodle, 250 baht a night, and only 500 meters from the beach, close to every convenience you could ever want. And my return travel tickets from Bangkok cost me 2,705 baht, well, just under that, which is pretty good value considering it's only an extra 1,000 baht more than if you go by bus. Not to mention the time you're going to save on an 11-hour bus trip comparison to a 1 hour flight, 1 hour and 5-minute flight. So Agoda has a book now, pay later deal, and it was about a week out from my flight date, and I still hadn't paid for the room. And I was at the end of my grace period, so I had to let that room go, and I was spewing about it because my health was really bad, and I was considering cancelling the whole trip. I just wasn't going to be able to make it. So the big day rolls around and I decide I'm going to go for it, despite all the agony I feel in my body from complications from diabetes. So I decide to do my best to get to MUEANG airport, but if it all gets too much for me, I'm quite prepared to turn around and come back to Pattaya and cancel the trip. So I pack my bags, walk down Pattaya Klung, the second road, and catch a BART bus to North Pattaya. So I get off the Dolphin Roundabout, jump on another BART bus at North Pattaya, and head down towards Sukhumvit to the bus station. And directly behind Pattaya bus station is the Bell Travel Group, and they'll take you straight to the airport for about 300 baht. So I go inside, buy my ticket, and they charge me 300 baht, and I realise straight away I've come to the wrong bus station. The one I wanted was the 135 baht bus. It's located on Pattaya Road, down near Chom Tien, and this is it here. So I made my first mistake for the day, but it was no big deal. I was in the bus station heading to SUVARNABHUMI, but it wasn't going to be the last mistake I was going to make today. There was a few more coming. So our bus finally came and everybody in the waiting room piled on, and eventually about an hour and a half later we arrived at SUVARNABHUMI airport. So I couldn't find any information where the shuttle bus was going to be, or the timetables of when it was going to leave, how often it leaves, anything like that might be handy to know. So now I'm inside the airport trying to find the shuttle bus, and it's a complete cock show in there. Just trying to get from one floor to another is a nightmare. There's lifts you can and can't take. There's escalators you can and can't take. Nobody tells you what you can do, how to get there. They're just all telling you, no, you can't go that way. One security guard wanted me to show my passport just so I could go from one floor to another on an escalator. So eventually, about half an hour after I arrive at the airport, I eventually find the shuttle bus. So remember that great plan I had about catching the shuttle bus over to MUEANG airport? Well, all that blew up in my face. Because they wouldn't let me on the shuttle bus because you have to fly into SUVARNABHUMI airport to be able to use the shuttle bus, and it doesn't apply if you bus in. So I wasn't happy about the situation, but there's no use crying over spilt milk, so just decided to get on with it and head back out to catch a taxi. So I went out the front of the airport and interviewed a couple of taxi drivers, and I eventually found one I liked, and he put the meter on, and off we went to MUEANG. And in the end, I think it all worked out for the best anyway, because this guy put the hammer down. Probably took about 30-40 minutes to get across the other side of town, whereas it would have taken 3 to 4 times more longer in the bus. So I'm glad it worked out that way, and eventually it cost me 400 baht for the taxi run. But I was happy because I was an hour before boarding time, and here we are in MUEANG airport, all safe and sound and happy. And I don't exactly have one of the best track records for meeting my flights on time, but that's my flight there, that's my plane, and I'm happy to be early and on time. So I am feeling a little bit stressed and a little bit in pain at the current time, but I decided I'm going to go on with it, and but I still haven't booked my hotel because I didn't know whether to book a hotel or not, because I wasn't sure whether I was actually going to make it to Krabi. So while the plane was getting ready, I decided to sit down and go to the Agoda website and try and find a hotel to stay at. So I found a hotel that I could actually check into in about 2-3 hours, and I booked a room for a couple of days, but I wasn't exactly sure where it was, which was going to cause a problem after I got to Ao Nang. So the AirAsia flight was actually delayed about 40 minutes, and so eventually we flew into Krabi, and it was raining. Flew into a storm and it was raining. And this is the arrival point here, and I lost the original footage that I shot, video of this point, so I had to come back and refilm it. But it took about 40 minutes for our bags to come through. It just took forever, I don't know why. And then when I found the bus ticketing office for the public bus, the bus had already left, so we had to wait another half an hour for the next bus to come along. So that was eating up some time, and it was about 7:30 by the time our bus came, and it was already dark and raining. This is other footage I shot. And when we finally got on the bus, the people asked me where I was staying, and I showed them the hotel I was staying at, and they said they'd drop me off outside the guest house. Well, we've already passed the guest house, and here's where they actually dropped me off. We went around this corner and down a bit further there's a 7-Eleven, and they dropped me off at the 7-Eleven. So I asked them, now where's the guest house, and they didn't know and they didn't care, and they just wanted me to get off the bus and be on their way. So I kindly asked some Thai people for directions, and they were good enough to point me in the wrong direction, of course. So I walked all the way down this road, and I was asking people as I went, and eventually I stopped just up here, and a guy was actually able to give me the real directions, which was way back where I started. So I stopped the video where I actually stopped walking and turned around and went back, and eventually I found the guest house. It was about 10 o'clock at night and I was soaking wet, and they were just closing the doors. They were waiting for me to arrive, and I think they gave up on me and they just shut the doors as I come around the corner. But they let me in, and everything was good after that. So the name of the guest house is the MUEANG residence. So I'll be making a video about that a bit further down the line and tell you a bit more about it. So to finish up, guys, it cost me 720 baht to get from Pattaya to Don Mueang airport, which isn't too bad really. It was 20 baht for the 2 baht buses, and then 300 baht with Bell Travel to SUVARNABHUMI airport, and then it was 400 baht from SUVARNABHUMI to Don Mueang airport by metered taxi. So I hope this movie was helpful to you in some way, and this is the first video in my Krabi series, Krabi Ao Nang. So there's more videos in the works about Krabi and Ao Nang, and stay tuned, guys. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Thanks a lot. Bye for now.